some more points.
Yeah, Consus 6 matches. I mean, 16 points out of a possible 18 just could not be much better for him so far. Yanek, again, kind of probably on the bubble right now in terms of that sort of regionals qualification. You have to be top 60% in your region to make it to that regionals tournament. So he definitely is feeling some pressure, feeling like he might be, on the edge there. So it's going to be a really tough match for Yanek to get anything out of, but, he's as determined as ever, and we'll see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, going up against the very first ever GeoGuessr World Cup champion, definitely a scary feat.
Yeah.
But we'll see how they play out. We're 30 seconds into our first round here.
Lietuva means... So we're in southern Latvia. Lietuva means Lithuania. So I assume that sign means Lithuanian border, 5 kilometers. But Aizkraukle is a fairly large town. I think both will probably know it. Oh, Wait, why is he in Lithuania? Okay, there he goes. So it should be... I would imagine that I wonder if Yanek has the town, actually. Because we're going to be right by the border, but we will be in Latvia.
I mean, two great guesses. Two very good guesses there. Both right on it.
I think both were able to see that sign that said Lithuania on it and realized what it meant. And it led to, like you said, very, very good guesses.
Round 2 here. Players get off to the races quick. We have some signs here, possibly helpful.
Rebel. Yep.
Oh, yeah, we do see that town name there. Great catch there from Yanek. Consus has not seen it. Will he be able to get a good region guess, or will he see a sign? He sees the town name, actually, to follow, so both right there in the correct town.
I think Consus had the same sign, but he didn't see it the first time. But then he moved to the other sign, and it also said to Rebel on it, so yeah, whatever works.
16 points. We move on to round 3.
Interesting here. Definitely more rural this time. There's a sign on Yanek's screen. I'm not sure if you can read it.
It just looked like some Spanish, which does make sense for the look of this here.
It definitely feels like the Andes, although doesn't mean it's going to be easy to narrow this down.
Yeah, it seems like it's a Peru. Oh, especially
Peru.
looking at that sign, too, actually.
Yeah.
You see the black and white poles there. Yeah, definitely Peru. Peru is commonly known for having those black and white signposts, which basically are only there. You can see them in Malaysia.
Lima.
Oh, we see Lima on a sign there. That's big.
Lima region. He might even be on the right road, but I don't know if Yanek has that. He doesn't have the thing that says Lima, but he's not that far away either.
He's moved a little farther south of Lima, but it's again, pretty close considering how big Peru is. Oh, he moves just toward Lima there, so that should work out well for him, but Consus right there on it.
Yep. Beauty from Consus. Found that information. I knew it was the Lima region. But in this case, the central hedge worked pretty well for Yanek.
Going around for Consus off to the races, Yanek to follow. They're going the same direction here, trying to go into this town that they can see. Maybe there's some signs. Do have a little bin there that Yanek was hoping possibly would have some information, but seems like no words are on it.
Bins in Bulgaria don't usually have words on them, at least not useful ones. I think in places like Turkey, you'll get really useful bins. But Bulgaria, it's a little bit rarer. He's got a couple maybe towns there, but they look very small. I'm not sure if Consus will be able to use that sign to any effect.
Yeah, doesn't seem too helpful, but maybe he just has a good region guess here. Maybe he's trying to line them up. We'll see. Seems like he's going around a bit, but pretty confident on the western idea. Yanek yet to open the map. We'll see where he goes. He has the same signs now too, but again, probably pretty small towns.
Also going west.
Yeah, they're pretty close to each other, pretty much on top of each other actually right now, so yeah, it just ends up being farther north. Yanek a little closer. That's going to be good to take some points off of Consus there and actually take a very slight little lead.
Yep.
We move on to round 5.
Just gonna hope, again, all things considered, probably Yanek will be hoping for rounds that are less information heavy. I'm honestly kind of surprised that Yanek isn't sending his guesses faster, just given how good Consus is at moving and how experienced he is with it, and Yanek comparatively just less so. So again, I'm kind of surprised that Yanek has really been letting Consus move around in these rounds.
Yeah, it's a very, very fair point. I wonder if maybe he just hopes he can find better information than Consus will, and maybe that works out. But difficult round here, not much information at all to go off of. We've passed one car, and that's about it. Otherwise, middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and this one I'd imagine maybe they don't want to guess just because they're not that sure about where they are. Yanek going Cordoba, Argentina. We will see if Consus follows in Argentina. I do like the Argentina guess. These 3 seconds, he just about gets his pin down.
Just gets it in there, and they're pretty close to each other, but Consus, what an insane guess. It's the San Luis province. That's 2k damage to Yanek in round 5. Now Consus takes back the lead, and this time it's a big one.
Yeah, again, a great guess. Really no information at all there. Just kind of had to rely on the landscape, direction of the sun, and that was about all they had. This one, though, urban US, much more likely to have some interesting stuff. We'll see. Or Canada.
Oh,
Oops.
quick town guess.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
must have
Lloydminster.
seen the sign. Lloydminster on the sign. Yep, there it is. He sees
Consus,
it and
no,
he
Lloydminster.
knows it. Oh, he doesn't. He's going Edmonton
It's close,
here.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, Lloydminster's a famous town because it's notably both in Saskatchewan and Alberta at the same time. Oh, he found it. He is too late.
Oh, the last second. It's not enough. That's a big deal of damage down to Consus. Now Yanek takes the lead. This is a nice back and forth.
Yeah, it's really nicely done by Yanek. Finding the town, and he knew pretty much immediately where it was, and that's what got him the points there. I think if he had waited a little longer there, it would have given Consus a few more extra seconds, and as we saw, all Consus needed was maybe 1 more second because he did find the town, but he clicked it just too late.
Round 7, the players moving quick, but Consus guessing quick. Yanek, will he follow?
This just goes for Ohio. I don't know if he saw, it might have been a plate or an area code or something. I don't know. But they're both going in the Ohio area here. West Virginia.
He goes West Virginia. Oh, and he ends up being a little closer there, actually. He looks relieved about that, to say the least. That's 64 health down. He holds his lead. Yanek needs a couple more rounds like that Lloydminster one where he sees a bit of information he knows and can guess quick and put Consus on the ropes. We'll see if he can get it again. Round 8 seems to be a New Zealand by the looks of things.
Sure is. Again, looks like a round where we might get some info. We'll see, though.
It seemed like Consus went by a sign there and he didn't look at it. He must have known it maybe wouldn't be town names.
We value our people, do not run them over. That is a... yeah?
Guys, lock that
Good
in
advice.
and never forget it.
Yeah, I have not seen much. We have holy poles. These holy poles are found in the North Island and also in Southland, which is the southernmost region of the South Island. I would guess we're probably just somewhere in the North Island with this kind of landscape, but I'm often wrong about New Zealand, so we will see.
This is strange because it could actually be
it
could be where Consus is going. I was gonna say there's something about this that reminds me of that area. Yanek not recognizing the specific poles, going central south, Consus on it.
I think it's more that Yanek just didn't see the poles. I think maybe if he had seen a holy pole, he would have known. But Consus found the pole, so he knew if it was South Island, it had to be all the way down there. And he makes the knockout guess.
Makes the knockout guess. He takes it after an impressive back and forth, I must say. Like that was a close game when it really came down to it. Consus taking the win though, seeing the regional polls, works out very well for him.
Is Yanek's camera frozen, or is he just like super zen right now?
I think they are both frozen actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
see, no, Yanek wasn't. He was just he
Yanek
was just
wasn't,
like that for like 30 seconds.
Consus must be frozen. That must be a frozen camera, right? Like,
if that's not frozen, I'm impressed. But I think Consus is frozen. Yes.
Okay. We'll see if he comes back unfrozen, or no, he does. He's back. He exists. We go on to no moving, guys. We have 360 panorama. That's all our players have to look at here to make their guess now. No more moving around on the road. They still only have 1 minute to do so. They're both there. They see very important information here, giving them very specific region.
Yep. Kabupaten Donggala is what they see. It's quite a long regency. It goes up from the city of Palu kind of all the way along that sort of western coast where both of them are scanning. They're probably scanning for the town, the Kecamatan. The thing about scanning for towns in Indonesia is they're not usually written on the map, and you have to find them as POIs, which makes it a lot harder to find them. But they are both going to be along the correct stretch of coast here.
Talk to us about what a POI is, in case anybody doesn't know.
Yeah, so POI, if you zoom really far into the map, you see those little pins all over the place. Some of them are gray, some of them are orange, some of them are blue. You see them there. So normally when you're scanning for a specific town in Indonesia, it won't be written as a town on the map, and it will only be written in the names of POIs. So that's kind of often how you have to narrow Indonesia down once you have the general area from the Kabupaten, the Regency.
Not only helpful in Indonesia, can be helpful in some other, like African countries, common as well. Things like that. POIs can be very helpful. We do move on to round 2 here.
Yeah. North America here. I don't know if anything's written on the transformer. It looks like probably not, but I would guess probably towards the south in the US here, which is where Yanek is right now. But I'd say the vegetation just kind of looks generally a little more southern, more almost tropical-esque, and we also have that sort of one-story house, which looks a lot more southern to me as well. That house right there that Consus is looking at.
Yeah. Agreed here. Makes sense. I like it. Arkansas here from Yanek. Consus yet to open the map. He's opening it up. He's going Missouri there. Okay. They're pretty close to each other. I do like these two guesses. They do make sense.
Yep.
Bordering each other, 1.5 times damage. Who will be closer? It is Yanek. He's happy with that. Takes a couple points off Consus.
I wonder if he was happy or if he was a little frustrated. It was hard to tell, but he might have been actually regretting not taking more points there, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, definitely possible. Quick India zoom and lock here from Yanek by the looks of it. No lock yet, but he seems confident. We'll see where he stays. There's the lock. Consus, will he follow?
Just not sure. I mean, it's a tough round. We have fairly dry-looking mountains. I mean, I definitely like the Rajasthan guess. Although Consus is going a little further south in Maharashtra. It is. Yep.
Great guess from Consus there with 2 times damage. Really big hit to Yanek's health. Not what Yanek's looking for right now.
No, he needs to win this to extend it. He was so close to winning the moving game. So he definitely probably feels a little bit of regret about that. But he knows he's on the ropes now. Needs to make a good guess, and big country, big points. We are in Russia.
It's time. Let's see what these players can do. Yanek moving faster again. This really showed in their average guess times here. Consus really likes to take his time. You see him making a lot of last-second guesses sometimes, not even zooming into the map until the very end. But this time seems like he's debating a couple areas by looking closely, possibly a very specific road that Yanek is looking at right now too. So we'll see if he actually ends up going the same place here.
Could be. I mean, I don't know, is Bratsk that mountainous? You definitely get some mountains in that area. I think specifically where Yanek is right now is a little flatter, but it'll definitely be this area of Russia since we have those mountains, and you just don't really get tall mountains like that in the west, but as for exactly where, I'm not totally sure. Ah, Yanek.
Oh,
he was there.
He was there. He does still take the round, but that could have been maybe even game if he was right on it. He does deal some decent damage, but Consus still holds the lead here as we go into round 5.
I just feel like the mountains you get in Irkutsk are just not quite that tall, and the ones that we saw there were just... Ooh, East Lothian. Oh my gosh, Scotland. That's oh no. East Lothian is east of Edinburgh. So that's a council area in Scotland. I mean, I think very few GeoGuessr players have learned Scottish council areas, but I learn weird things. But East Lothian is, yeah, and it's a subdivision a little bit, I think, southeast of Edinburgh in Scotland. So there's gonna be some. It's definitely an opportunity. He's moving north.
Jake, it makes me so happy when you get excited about these things. I love that you know them. It puts a smile on my face.
It's fun. I love stuff like this. Yeah.
It's great. Will the players know? It doesn't seem they do.
He's still north, though. Consus, I don't know if it'll be knockout damage, but it'll be big damage for Consus here.
Yeah, Consus is going to be closer based off that info. So it's going to be relatively decent points there, keeping Consus with a big lead. That's Yanek on 1,137 health. Not the position you want to be in here, especially after losing that first game. We're on round
Consus
6.
had known, if he'd known what East Lothian was, he would actually have won there. So he's still a little bit of a missed opportunity for both players, to be fair. We have a Bhutan here. We have that little yellow and white waystone there, kilometer marker. You see those all over the place in Bhutan, and then this general green mountainous landscape. It's very well. I don't know if Consus can win in Bhutan on 3.5 damage. Probably not, but we'll see. Especially not if he goes middle.
Yeah, pretty close guesses there. Not much. Yanek a little closer, though, so he stays alive, and we just move on to round 7.
Gets those multipliers up. The higher they are, the more random it gets, which is, at this point, what Yanek wants, given how low his health is. Urban Europe, Italy, I think, again, probably not what Yanek wants to see right now, because Consus can definitely win on this, but Yanek probably can't. I mean, maybe he can if Consus is really far away, but this kind of just looks generic. I want to say, like, Rome, if anything, but
yeah, it does look pretty
not
generic.
easy.
I like the peace signs being thrown up there. Get some peace signs in the chat.
Bologna for Yanek. I could see it. I mean, if anything, the architecture feels maybe a little less northern to me, but Italy's tough. Consus is really taking his time again. We see this a lot from him. He just doesn't zoom into the map. He just thinks about it. And then once he has an idea, he goes to the map and makes his guess at the last second.
Seems like he'll probably do that right here. Now he's zooming in. They're both pretty far north. Po Valley, I think. No, actually, Consus is a little getting up there in the mountains by the looks of it.
Okay. I'm probably wrong then.
Oh, good. It can be quite hard to region guess, especially when you're in cities like that. Not a lot of landscape clues, but Yanek is a little closer. It keeps him alive, and it brings us to round 8.
Very nicely played by both. Yanek keeping himself alive, and he gets an Australia round. I mean, it's a big country. It's probably what he wants here. See if he can pull this off. I mean, red soil suggests Western Australia. Consus agrees with that. But Western Australia is still huge, so we could see a lot of points on offer. Second largest subdivision in the world.
Oh, the more you know. Oh, they're very close to each other here. We really shouldn't see much. I wonder if we're going to have a situation where they're both close and they're both right, or they're both close to each other, but not the location. Let's see. As the time runs out, they are both close to the location and each other.
Yep.
But Consus a little closer with that multi. That's a big hit still. It's really, now we're at a point where Yanek cannot lose a singular round. If he does, it's over. The multis are 5 times damage now. It's round 9. There are only 2 more possible rounds here left in this no move. If Yanek wants to take it to NMBZ, he's got to do it here.
Might have a chance. I mean, again, it's not an easy round. I want to say it's Europe, but beyond that, this is really tricky.
Norway,
I do like Norway. I do like Norway. Very sort of northern feel with these short trees and the rocky sides of the road. And I guess if it's Norway, it would be probably pretty inland towards Sweden, so definitely reasonable, but Yanek has to be closer if he wants to survive.
Yeah, we'll see. They are pretty close to each other. I don't know if you saw him basically debate a quick little Alaska, but he's gonna stay over in Norway. Right there. Consus is just on it! Could that win him the game with 5 times that will?
It does?
That wins him the game. Consus.
Oh my gosh.
5 times damage just on top of it. Rural Norway. And